Reflexive pronouns in English are an essential grammatical tool comprising myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. They are used when the subject and object of a sentence are the same, meaning the action is performed by the subject upon itself. For example, in the sentence, she taught herself to play the piano, the reflexive pronoun herself indicates that the subject, she, and the object, who is taught, are the same person. Reflexive pronouns also have an emphatic function, which is to stress who performed the action, as in the CEO herself approved the decision, emphasizing the direct involvement of the CEO. Additionally, they appear in idiomatic expressions or with verbs that inherently require them, such as help yourself, find yourself, or pride oneself on. While their use may seem straightforward, reflexive pronouns are a frequent source of confusion for learners and even native speakers. One common error involves replacing personal pronouns with reflexive pronouns incorrectly, often in an attempt to sound more formal. For instance, saying John and myself went to the meeting instead of John and I went to the meeting is grammatically incorrect, because myself can only be used reflexively or emphatically, not as a simple subject or object. Similarly, reflexive pronouns are sometimes misused in sentences like please contact myself if you have questions, which should be please contact me. These errors often arise because reflexive pronouns are mistakenly perceived as more polite or professional. Another area of confusion involves using reflexive pronouns as standalone subjects, which is ungrammatical. For instance, himself will handle the issue should be corrected to he will handle the issue, as reflexive pronouns cannot function as subjects on their own. Non-native speakers may face additional challenges with reflexive pronouns due to differences in how these pronouns are used in their native languages. Some languages employ reflexive forms more extensively, leading to overuse in English. For example, a learner might say, "The dog washed itself the paw," mimicking constructions from their native tongue, instead of "the dog washed its paw." There is also the issue of distinguishing between reflexive and emphatic uses. For example, "I fixed the car myself" is correct in emphasizing who performed the action. But errors occur when the reflexive pronoun is misplaced, leading to awkward constructions like "myself fixed the car." Moreover, some reflexive pronouns, such as itself, are often used to describe non-human entities, and their incorrect substitution with personal pronouns like it can create confusion, especially in more complex sentences. Finally, reflexive pronouns are sometimes mistakenly used in contexts when they are unnecessary. In phrases like "he hurt himself," the reflexive pronoun is required to show that the subject and object are the same. But adding it where the subject and object differ, such as "he hurt him," would fundamentally change the meaning. Another subtle point to note is that reflexive pronouns are essential for clarity in certain sentences, particularly when emphasizing self-referential actions. But overusing them can make sentences sound redundant or awkward. Proper mastery of reflexive pronouns involves not only understanding their rules, but also practicing their appropriate use in both formal and informal contexts. By paying close attention to these nuances, speakers can avoid common errors and employ reflexive pronouns effectively and naturally.